Hi guys, Trisha here with PrettyLosers.com, as well with Nirvana here, making faces on the screen. Say hi, Nirvana. Hey. And Heather.
Hi.
We will be joined by Christy later if family permits. And today our topic is food addiction. Wrote it down. Food addiction is a part of everybody's lives, I'm sure. If you have a weight problem, then you have food addiction, I'm sure, in some aspect. So we'll go ahead and start with Nirvana. Do you want to start this off? No, she does not want to. Heather, do you want to start this off?
I would love to. Let's do this. Okay, so for me, my eating history kind of begins as young as I can remember. Like I remember sneaking food and just always wanting to eat more. You know, I had a sister who was skinny as a rail. She ate like a bird, and I could never understand that. Like I never could understand how she could just have so much control. Well, I mean, I was really tall. I've been 6'3" since I was age 11, so I was always like tall and awkward, and that's difficult when you're young. Well, there was a girl that lived behind me, and she was tall too. So her and I became great friends. And is that Effie? Did I just see Effie? Or am I hallucinating?
I think we posted the wrong link, so people are joining in on the chat. So if Nirvana thinks it's funny, so if that's the case,
Do I need to take that link down?
yeah, go ahead and take that link down. If that's the case, just exit unless you want to be on camera in the nudies, and you know, just go through the normal whatever way. Sorry about that, guys. Once again, we are professionals.
I'm so sorry. I was trying to tell you in the chat. I was like, oh crap, I messed up. Take it down, take it down.
I did not hear you say take it down, for the record.
Look in the chat on Facebook. I was like, oh crap, oh crap.
Oh, okay.
My bad. Hi, guys.
Okay, so anyway, the girl that lived behind me, she was big and tall too, so her and I became friends. Well, her and I would start to like binge eat together. And like I didn't realize how effed up that was until like my adulthood looking back on it. Like that's disturbing. I mean, we were in elementary school, and I remember sometimes her and I would like eat 3 or 4 like bologna sandwiches, like hiding and eating them together. I mean, that is really freaking weird. And so like to me then, I guess I kind of thought it was normal because, hey, I met this person and she does the same thing. And so we kind of did that together. It's really strange. And my mom was overweight my whole childhood and she ate a lot. So I didn't have like a Miss Fitness role model growing up. And then, okay, my weight just kind of went up and down throughout my childhood. And I played basketball and I'd lose weight and then gain weight. So let's fast forward to college. Okay, I played college basketball, and my weight then, okay, just for anyone that's new, I'm 6'3". I had gastric bypass. My current weight, 1 month post-op, is 278. When I was playing basketball in college, I was between like 204 and 215. And we were exercising like 8 hours a day between training and weights and then actually practicing basketball. And the coaches and the trainers scrutinized me and my weight every freaking day in front of everybody, in front of the men's basketball team, in front of the football team. They would rip my ass if I was up 1 pound. Like, I'm like, I can go pee and my weight will go down. Like, I'm freaking huge. You know what I mean? I ate lunch today. My weight's going to, you know, your weight fluctuates. And I went through such emotional abuse with that. And so when I was finally done with basketball, when my basketball career ended, I was like, fuck, I'm free. No one's going to tell me what to eat. No one's going to weigh me. I don't have to freaking work out 8 hours a day. I can do whatever the hell I want. And I just said, fuck it all. I started eating everything. I started not exercising. I just totally went from like one extreme to the other because I was so tired of it. And so my weight, it got up pretty high, like over 300. I joined Weight Watchers, and my weight just, I'd lose and gain and lose and gain, diet and then quit, just like we've all done a million times. And so after college, I worked for a bank, and I kind of worked my way up to a high position in the bank. It was really, really stressful. And so naturally, I turned to food, just like I think I always did. And one day, I literally ate myself to the point that I was so full that I was like, I've got to make myself throw up. Like, I've got to get this out. It hurts so bad. And so, like, I went in the bathroom, and I tried to make myself throw up, and I did. And something that day clicked in my brain, and that's basically the day I became bulimic, and I got addicted to that. Like, I was like, holy shit, now I can eat like I want to when I get stressed out, but I can throw it up. And I know you guys, this sounds really, really gross, and bulimia is very gross. It's a very, very, very bad thing, and it's dark, and it's very hard, and you keep it a secret, and you just kind of like, it's like your own little dirty secret, and it's awful. And it's strange because it's almost like a drug. I mean, I've never been addicted to drugs, but that's kind of like how I think about it, because you eat, and it's like you get that high off eating, and then you throw it up, and it's like you almost get like a second high off throwing it up. And guys, I'm going to do another video on this whole thing because I did this for 5 years. I gave myself heart problems because of it. I was in the hospital. There was days I couldn't even drive to work because I felt like I was going to pass out. I mean, I caused myself a lot of health problems. And anyway, basically, I got treatment for that. And Travis, my husband, was the first person I ever told about it, because the way our relationship was progressing, I knew that I couldn't hide it from him. You know what I mean? Like, before that, I was single. I could hide it from people. It wasn't that big of a deal. But with him, I knew, and I wanted to get help. I knew it was bad, and my heart problems were getting worse. And so I got the treatment, and then shortly after I got pregnant, and I never got over the binging, though. Like, the treatment didn't help that. I still, after I had my kid, I went right back to it. And there was a few times that I wanted to throw up, and I never did, because I would never want my kid to see that. But I can tell you right now, if I never had Garrett, I probably would have gone back to that. Like, it's bad. It's really, really, it's really bad. And so since I had Garrett and I wasn't going to throw up anymore, well, what happened? I gained weight because I wasn't throwing up and I was still binge eating, so the weight stayed on. And then, I've had the surgery, and I probably sound like I'm really a freaking nutcase, head case right now with everything I just said, but my food addiction and food habits throughout my life have been really bad. And now I feel, since I've had gastric bypass, I feel in control, and it feels really amazing to not feel controlled by food anymore. But I know I'm fresh out of surgery, and I do have long-term concerns, and I am going to do a video to talk about more of that in detail, of kind of what's going on in my head, but that's pretty much it. I don't know what else to say. I hope you guys aren't like freaking out right now with everything I just said.
I'm totally not freaked out, and I never had, I don't know if this sounds like really fucked up or anything, but it's like in my life I've always started things and I just never finished them. So I got that bright idea too, that I was going to start it was like I'm gonna eat, 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 and it was like that's something that I could control. Like I had no control over anything in my life, and it's like once I could control what I put in my mouth. That's one thing I could control, but it was like you said, you just started gaining weight and everything else. So I started throwing up as well, but I think I just got too lazy to throw up. And I know that just sounds really stupid, and I'm not trying to be funny, but it's like I just didn't care enough to do that anymore. And I'm not saying that that's okay, or I'm not saying anything about, whatever. I'm not a doctor or anything, but I'm just saying what personally for me, but I don't I understand where you're coming from completely because, I did the whole eating thing like that. I did the whole cutting thing. And I feel like maybe that whole issue is just like control. Like sometimes I just feel like I didn't have a control. And I have to have that control on something. And that was one thing that I can control. Does that make sense?
It does. And during the 5 years that I was bulimic, I went through periods where I stopped, and it was kind of that same thing. It's hard. I mean, when you go in there and you throw up, I mean, I'm not gonna say it like it hurts, but it does. I mean, it does. It sucks. I mean, it's throwing up. You know what I mean? It's not pretty. It is what it is. And sometimes you just start to not give a shit, and you're like, well, screw it. And then I'd see the scale go up, and my clothes getting tight, and then I'd start doing it again. And then I'd say, you got to stop, and then I'd be going to the doctor for all these heart problems, and then I'd stop again, then I'd start up. So no, I understand what you're saying. Like, it gets tiresome.
How is your esophagus? Did you ever have problems with that?
No, I never did. And I was always like really careful about like my teeth because I know people like can cause a ton of enamel damage. But like every time I would brush my teeth and mouthwash, and I was like really paranoid about that. But it's such a gross thing to be bulimic, and it's hard to believe that I did that for so long.
Yeah.
And my family knows about it and stuff, but I mean, that's when you know shit's out of control.
Yeah. And people think that like whole bulimia and everything, it's just they think, oh, that's something that you do when you're a kid or you're a teen. But I have friends, and I'm 35 years old. I have friends that are still battling this disease. And it's a sickness, and it's yeah. I mean, I completely understand. I didn't know that about you, Heather, at all, and I just feel like for someone to overcome that, it takes a really strong person. And I just applaud you for even opening up like that.
Thank you.
I just can't even tell you, like, I mean, you just blow me away. Like, all of my ladies blow me away. Y'all just are so strong, and I don't even think you see that.
No, I probably don't most of the time.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
You guys are fucking amazing. And it's like everything that y'all have been through have made you guys turn into this, like, amazing flower. I don't know. Flowers are pretty, so we'll say flower.
But I guess the reason I want to start talking about it, though, is because even after I got treatment and stuff, I feel like it's still in my brain. Just like people that quit smoking. They quit, but all the time they're thinking about picking up a cigarette, especially like if they're around somebody with it. And I kind of feel like that's how it is with me. Like that seed is like still in my head. And there may be other people out there that are having surgery or have had surgery that have suffered from bulimia before, and I just kind of want to share, my past, but also if things start happening up here again, I just want to be able to talk to people and talk to you guys about it because there might be someone else going through it too that can, take something from it or help me, or I don't know.
Yeah.
But I can't say with confidence that, like, everything's hunky-dory. I mean,
that's still something that you're always going to have to battle. I mean, it's just like weight loss surgery, Just because you had the surgery, yes, it's a tool, but it's like you still have to use all the tools in the box to have a
Right.
have a great life and move forward and be healthy. And I mean, this is just a part of your puzzle. And we all have a lot of parts of our puzzle, and that's just your puzzle, Heather. And we love you more. It's just, don't ever feel like you're gonna think that we're gonna think this or whatever. God, you just don't know.
The thing when I was bulimic all that time, I mean, I didn't know anybody else that had ever gone through that. I mean, it's such a lonely place to be, and
It is.
I don't want to, like, part of this journey for me is opening up about the tough things to talk about, the stuff that I don't talk about to anybody, because I know it's going to come back and bite me in the ass if I just keep everything bottled in like I always have.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to change that about myself, and that's part of why I'm, trying to be so open.
I think that's why all of us eat. I don't know about you, Nirvana or Heather, but like
Right.
things that I wanted to cover up, like in my life, that was something that I could cover up with, and it was food. And like Heather said that she would, eat all her bologna sandwiches. I remember sneaking candy and eating in the bathroom when I was a kid. That's disgusting. That's where you shit. And then my grandma would bust me, and she'd be like, never, ever, ever eat in the bathroom. That is disgusting. I'm like, why? I'm just eating a Star Crunch. That was my place to go and hide and eat. And I would eat like fucking 5 Star Crunches back to back, and then it was on. I don't know. What about you, Nirvana?
I'll harm you. You know this, right? Don't call me.
I like it like that.
Right in the uterus. Right in the kidneys. Okay.
Right, sister.
The first 2 or 3 things that I do want to say is that Heather, that's an incredibly brave thing to admit to anybody, especially putting it out there on the internet to be saved for it. So I do want to throw that out there for the people that are watching. That's an incredibly personal and very raw thing to admit that you have suffered from that, and the amount of people that that's going to help is amazing. And I want to thank you both of you, because Tricia said that she also dealt with some of that stuff. I have not. That is not something that I've ever dealt with. I can remember when I was much younger wishing that I could throw up, because I was so fat, and I wish I could. I went through periods to where I would hope that I could be anorexic, and I know that sounds so messed up, and it is, but I couldn't. I couldn't do it. I couldn't go more than a day without eating. I couldn't force myself to vomit. Like, I would try, I would hear about it. I would watch, the PBS specials, about how they were losing all of this weight and they could eat anything that they wanted. And I'm not telling you that, this is a healthy mind frame. But, we're talking about food addictions. And one of the things that, I remember, especially during high school, was that I wished that I could do those things. But I couldn't. And, I didn't seek help for, until I was in my 30s. I didn't have any help with what I dealt with. And essentially what I've been dealing with was, I was in complete denial. I was absolutely in complete denial, because people would be like, I never see you eat that much. Why are you 500 pounds? I never see you. I mean, do you see her eat that much? Because I don't know. It must be glandular. I mean, part of it, yes, was definitely glandular, because I have thyroid issues. But the reason why I have thyroid issues is because I was fat. And the bigger you are, it messes with your body. I probably didn't have thyroid issues until, I reached over 300 some odd pounds when I was a kid. And then, not taking care of yourself and not going to doctors and not doing what you're supposed to and eating like BS all the time. I was in complete denial about how big I was. It was an absolute shock to me when I was living with my friend Janet, and she took pictures of me for the first time, real pictures, because you have to remember, I didn't take pictures. I didn't get on webcam. You couldn't pay me to get on webcam with somebody. I wouldn't do it. And then when I looked at myself in the mirror, it would only be for a few seconds, just long enough to wash my hands, run my hands through my hair, and then get out of the way. Because I didn't want to see what I had become. And always in my head, I was always like, oh, you're not that big. You're not that big. You're fine. You're okay. You can't walk. You're in a wheelchair, but you're not that big. You're good. You're good. It was never something that I felt was too big. And when I did go out, I would look around, and I don't know if anybody else has ever done this, but you look around and you're like, well, that person's bigger than me. Mm-hmm. No, they weren't. They weren't bigger than me, honey. I was the size of a freaking house. I was in a double X extra large wheelchair, and my ass and thighs rubbed the sides of it. I had to take the sides off of the wheelchair, and I had to put a seat on top to lift me up because it was wearing the pants that I was wearing. That's how big I had gotten and just didn't know it. I didn't know it. Your mind plays incredible tricks on you. And though I felt like I wasn't eating that much, I know I was. I know that I was sneaking food. I know that when my husband would go to bed, I would go into the kitchen and eat things. And in my head, it was completely acceptable to me. I was like, no big deal. You're just hungry. You need that 3 or 4 pieces of cake within that entire day. You need that entire bag of jelly beans. It was little things that led me to be addicted to food, because that was one thing that made me feel happy. It was one thing that made me feel safe, was knowing that, I had something that I could control. No matter how bad my life got, that extra slice of pie. And I was aggressive with food and didn't even realize it. Like, me and my husband, of course, would have our dinner, but I always had the better share. I always had the bigger piece. I always had a little bit better, because when I was growing up, I didn't have a whole lot. My parents were very, very unfortunate to live in that time. And my mother was working in a factory at first. And I know she watches these videos, and I'm not saying that it's any slight to either one of them. Not their fault. It was a very hard time to live in at that point in time. So I don't want anybody to think that what I'm saying is that it was their fault that I ended up the way I did. Because it's not. But we didn't have a whole lot of food to go around, and we had quite the big family. And so food was very scarce often. And again, my father was very sick and couldn't do very often, and didn't work, was on disability, but he did the very best he could for us. They always made sure we had something to eat. So I became very aggressive with my food, and I hate that about myself. I hated that I felt like when food was plentiful, that I had to have the best share of whatever it was, or I wasn't happy. So that is something that I have been dealing with, and having RNY and the fact that I'm not eating as much, I can no longer have the best share of the food. I can no longer give myself the biggest portion. Now Matthew, gets the biggest portion, and it no longer bothers me, but it did bother me almost my entire life. So that's what I dealt with food addiction. That's the kind of addiction that, it's not quite the same as you guys, but that's what I, have been dealing with my entire life.
Yeah. We have Summer RNY Oakley. She says, well, you all know I'm here. Laugh out loud. My bad. I thought that link looked different. So that's all the questions that I have. So I don't know if you guys have any on your Facebooks or anything in the chat. I don't see any.
Let me look for you.
Check.
So If any of you, if anybody has questions, please ask or whatever.
Okay.
I mean, I know last week we talked about the whole, what we plan on doing for the holidays and how we're gonna deal with the holidays. What are your plans, Heather?
It's gonna be pretty uneventful around here because it's just gonna be my husband, me, and my son, and with me being so fresh post-op, I mean, I can't eat much, so we're just gonna do turkey and like two sides, probably like stuffed mushrooms and like sweet potato, something like that. And I'll get something for them for dessert, but that's it. I mean, I'm just really having a hard time embracing the holidays right now. So,
Is it because of food, like what you're used to eating, like versus now what you can eat?
no, it's not that. It's just life stuff that's happening, and I really miss my family back in Florida. And my sisters, I have a sister who's a year older than me,
Hmm.
and the beginning of this year she got a UTI, and it was like, okay, so she went and got medicine for it and took the medicine and it went away. It was nothing to write home about, it was no big deal. Well, something in her body happened when she got that UTI, and her body started attacking all of the nerve endings in her legs. And she's she's a year older than me. She has two kids. She's been a nurse for like 15 years. She's just the all-American girl. I mean, she's got like everything going for her. And it's gotten so bad that she is now in a wheelchair. She's not in disability. She can't do anything with her kids. She can't go anywhere. They've been giving her all these infusions and stuff, and nothing is helping at all. And she was really hopeful, thinking this was something that was just going to go away. And now the reality's kind of hit her that this might be something that's going to be around for a long time. And I haven't seen her since.
Oh no, we lost her.
So what we do have, we'll kind of fill this in, is Dawn Domingo says, "Hola, amigas," and Daniel Stevens says, "Hey, lady, y'all are so amazing and strong." Hi, Danielle.
Am I back?
You're
You're
back.
back. I just see your picture though. I don't see your face.
I know. What's up with that? Hold on.
She already looks different in her picture. There you are. You already look different, like with your facial features.
It must be the angle. So anyway, that's a long story as to why I'm just kind of down, and I just want to be with my family, and I'm just kind of stuck here in my misery for the holidays. So.
Can't you go see them or?
Well, I can't really because of work, because it's like really busy right now.
Yeah.
But I think as soon as Christmas comes and goes, I'm out this bitch and I'm going home to see my family and see her.
Yeah.
So, what about you guys? Did I miss your Thanksgiving details?
No, my Thanksgiving details are different. We always have like a big thing usually at my house, because we have a bigger house than my mom. So, but since my grandma is bedridden right now, there's like no sign of her walking again. We're gonna have it at my mom's, and it's just gonna be very, very small. My mom, my husband, Henry, and my grandma and my mom. I already said my mom. So, and Mr. Blake Shelton, of course, the dog. So, we're just gonna keep it low. My grandma is having really bad memory problems right now, so she keeps thinking she's in a church when she's in her bedroom. So I don't know what's going on with that.
Mm.
So hopefully we won't have to go to church before we have dinner.
You guys are lucky that you have some family nearby.
You're more than welcome to come to my house. I know it's like a bazillion miles away, but mi casa is always su casa.
Oh, thank you.
And you can have all the Henry Snuggles you want.
I'll bring my baby spoon.
Your baby spoon like Nirvana?
Oh yeah.
Y'all are silly.
Yeah,
I need to buy y'all some baby spoons to keep in my drawers so when y'all come visit me.
Yes.
I'm gonna go to Matthew's mom's later on after he gets off of work, and then I'm gonna have dinner with her. And I think she's got a friend and her daughter coming over. And then earlier in that day, I'm gonna go visit my friend Jennifer here. She's having a little party or something, so I'm just gonna pop in for a few minutes, say, "Hey, girl, hey," and then I'm just gonna be like, "Hey, girl, hey," and bring some macaroni and cheese and be like, "Bye, girl, bye," and then go back.
Is that your workout buddy, the Jennifer?
Yeah, I'm gonna see her tonight because I'm in my workout garb.
Yeah, I'm glad you found a workout buddy.
She's really awesome, and I think
Yeah, I know you like her a lot.
awesome. So that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna take my tiny little bowl and my little baby spoon, so I don't make myself sick because I will, and I probably won't have any turkey because me and turkey, we don't go well together anymore. No, we don't.
Unless it's jerky?
Unless it's turkey, and even then, it has to be super soft. So I usually bring a rotisserie chicken with me, and people are like, "The hell are you eating rotisserie chicken at a
Just a
function?"
little baggie for it with you. Just a little baggie.
Because your turkey will make me vomit, and I can't eat mashed potatoes, and I don't do stuffing. So I'm just gonna bring some chicken and be like, and hummus and carrots.
And your mustard. Don't forget your mustard.
Oh, she better have some.
Yeah.
You better, okay, if you're watching, you better have mustard. She will leave your house.
The mustard.
We have a question from Vaping Amanda. I'm wondering if you have any advice for someone who isn't quite active and in need of support over food and exercise.
Can you read that one more time?
Okay, I'm wondering if you have any advice for someone who isn't quite active and in need of support over food and exercise. My advice for that would be any movement that you could do is awesome. I'm a very big girl, and I got one of those big balls.
You said
Balls. It was the white one because that will hold up to 2,000 pounds. And I sit on it, I jump on it, I roll on it, and do crunches on it, and do sit-ups on it, and do squats on it. And believe me, while I'm watching TV doing it, it works. You sit up against the wall if you need to, if you're afraid to fall. Put some pillows down on the floor. I've fallen off mine. I've rolled off mine. Just get back up and keep doing it.
Danielle, before I go and say anything else, because I want to make sure I get this in here. Danielle Stevens says, "I'm so sorry about your sister Heather. That is awful. I hope they can figure out something to help her."
Thank you.
And she says that she has done it all the time, saying, "Oh, that person is bigger than me, so I'm good."
Me too.
And then Summer also says that, "Nirvana, I really relate to the comments you made about looking at other people and saying, oh, at least I'm not that big, and that they're bigger than me. I think that is very self-destructing, and I think that's probably how I ended up being 340 pounds. And I think that, I think that we do broach a lot of stuff that people can relate with, and that's why I absolutely love doing these hangouts, is because, there are so many people who can relate to the things that we're going through, and to the lady who just mentioned, what can I do when you're inactive? What I started doing was just dance in my chair. I turned it on the YouTube, and I played, and I couldn't stand. I just could not stand. No, there was no way. So I did all the arm movements, and it actually made me really sweaty, and it was fun. It didn't feel like working out.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I started going to the pool, and I was working out, 6 to 7 times a week in the pool. But that was because I needed to lose weight for my surgery. So if you have access to the gym or the YMCA or anything like that where you can actually go and get into the pool, it made a huge difference because my body hurt so bad when I was trying to stand up and do stuff. So the pool actually made it much easier for me to exercise. And I would definitely try chair exercises. They have chair yoga, they have chair aerobics, they have all kinds of stuff. And you don't have to buy anything different. Bottles of water weigh a pound, so you can just, back and forth with the bottles of water. just kicking your legs in your chair and stuff like that. So if you're not able to walk, there are definitely ways around that to where you can build up some strength until you are able to move around and do. And what I've always told everybody, and I mean this from like the very bottom of my heart, I will do my best, and I know each one of these ladies here, as well as Christy, will do anything we can to help and talk you through if you need somebody to talk to, especially towards the holidays. We know it's rough.
Yeah, contact us. Seriously, just contact us. We are really nice, and we might stalk you a little bit. I might stalk you a little bit.
But I think
as far as the water aerobics goes, if you are afraid to, like, or if you're embarrassed, I was doing the water aerobics, and I found that, oh crap, I don't want it to be like boy-girl water aerobics or open swim while I'm doing it. Look up the elderly water aerobics, and that's when I started going with the elderly people, and they were kicking my ass, and I worked my way up. And if you're a good swimmer, they also have deep water aerobics, and that was a little more intense than the regular water aerobics, but I'm actually going to get back into water aerobics. I love it. I can't swim, but I love it. I just attach me some floaties on me, and I just afloat.
Trisha, I want you to know that Dixie is watching. Hi, Dixie. We love you.
Hi, Dixie.
Penny R is watching us. Hi, Penny.
Hi, Penny.
Hey, Penny.
I don't know how to say it. Is it Effie? E-P-H-I? Effie?
Yeah, Effie.
Effie's watching us in summer.
She's my surgery sister.
She's awesome, awesome, awesome. She's gorgeous too, by the way.
Is Frenchie watching?
Frenchie is on here too, but I haven't seen her say anything yet.
She asked me. She did send me a message. I don't know if she just wanted me to reply privately, but I can answer. She just asked what part of Florida that I'm from, and I'm not from Florida, but I did live in Jacksonville for like 5 years. And I have family kind of scattered around the state. But my sister used to live in Fort Lauderdale, so I used to go there, and I think that's near Frenchie. Frenchie girl.
And we got Guppy. Guppy says, have any of you been to those Overeaters Anonymous or anything like those groups to help with food addictions and stuff? Oh, and I heart you, and your faces, and balls. What?
And balls.
I love Guppy. I've never been to Overeaters Anonymous, but, I did want to touch on this. I know you said you did Weight Watchers. I found, like, whenever I was doing Weight Watchers, I was completely obsessed with everything, with every food item, everything. And I know that that's, good to be aware of what's going in your mouth, but I felt like Weight Watchers did the opposite for me.
I agree.
Like,
Totally.
it kind of fucked me up a little bit, because it's like, I was so obsessed about my next meal that I didn't even give myself time to feel hungry. It was just,
Yep. That's why I've always kind of leaned. Well, go ahead.
Kim Can Do It's here. I just want to make sure that we say hey to everybody. Kim is here. She says, hey, I've been watching all your you all just amaze me. I'm so proud of you for sharing your personal stories. And then Dawn says, I love Just Dance. It's fantastic. Great hangout, ladies. Love you all. Miss you also. And then Harry Draco Girl, 1989, which is Aussie VSG. If you guys have her on Facebook,
Oh,
she's amazing and cute. She says, I'm here too.
Hi, ladies. Welcome to the party.
Welcome.
Would you like some water?
This is going to happen every Tuesday, guys. Same time, same channel. Different topic, hopefully, unless we just really like a topic. So you never know.
You can always submit your topics, like what you want us to talk about. You can always email us questions or whatever. We'll compile them and then talk about it on the next week. We have a lot of reviews coming up. We have some changes happening. We have a new website, I promise, coming up. So we do have a lot of great things that are coming. We may just hit it all at the same time and just smack you in the face with it. Just kidding. No, I'm not. And we do have a lot of stuff going, and we do appreciate you guys watching us and staying tuned. Keep telling us what you like and what you don't like, because I like that. I like feedback. Do you like feedback?
I like feedback. Do you like feedback, Heather?
I love it.
Okay, so tell us what's working and what's not working. If you have any complaints, you can always email me at trisha@gofuckyourself.com.
Yeah, Nirvana at no, I'm just that's not you're
Nirvana
not.
at gofuckyourself.com or Heather at gofuckyourself.com.
No.
No, Trisha's naughty, Trisha. Frenchie says, "Hey girls, hey." Well, she didn't. She said hi, but I'm saying, "Hey girls, hey."
Hi, Frenchie. Ooh la
So,
la.
next week, I can't remember, but Trisha said we were going to talk about something, so it's probably important, and we'll figure that out later on this week because I
I know
can't.
what it is. It's your perception, like how you see yourself. Because Heather brought this up this week with one of her photos that she posted on her Facebook.
Mm.
She's like, oh my God, this is me. This is my body. Oh, I have a question about Missions Impossible now that you mentioned it, Trisha. I am part of something called that, but I'm not sure if it's the same thing that you had mentioned a couple of hangouts ago. Yes, it is. We will be doing Missions Impossible with Pretty Losers, all intertwined. Christy will be handling that, and we're just kind of figuring that out on the back version, like just how it's going to work out. But yes, we will start the missions, so be ready.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're getting a lot of stuff going on, and I just want to say that, I'm so proud of all of you. Pretty much everybody, if you have videos out, I do try to watch them. I don't always get around unless you actually put it up on Facebook because I have so many subscriptions, and that's not me boasting. That's just saying that I follow a lot of people. So if I'm not like looking at your videos or Trisha's not like posting on your stuff and you're like, hey, I watch your videos, how dare you? Actually, just give us a little wink, wink, nudge, nudge and be like, hey, I make videos too. Why don't you check me out? Because I definitely want to support you guys just as much as you support us. Just as much.
I do watch videos too. I just don't really comment, and I guess I should comment. So I'll start commenting.
So if I don't see it, please just, give me a little pokey poke and I will jump on that.
Heather, she wants you to pokey poker.
Huh?
She wants you to pokey poker.
All right, we got anything else? Because we try to keep these about an hour or less because we don't want to.
Okay, we out on this. Okay, thank you guys for coming. Stay tuned. There will be more reviews coming up, and we love you guys.
Wow.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Adios.